Hello again, Kingston Town Administrator Keith Hickey with the latest version of This Week in Kingston for the week ending August 19th. Hope everybody is continuing to enjoy the summer. Unfortunately, we continue to start the show off the last 2 or 3 weeks with an update on COVID situations. So in Kingston, the latest numbers I have are 33 positive cases of COVID. We had a very successful vaccination clinic last week at the intermediate school. About 150 people came in and got their either first or second vaccination, so that was great. We haven't decided on a date in September to hold another vaccination clinic at this point, but we will be doing that. And once we do, we'll be publicizing that so everybody's aware of that. So if people want to come for their first or second shots at that time, it's free, it's easy, and hopefully convenient, being on a Saturday and a Sunday. So please be safe out there as far as that goes. With the start of school, I know the Kingston School Committee has been debating pretty regularly on whether or not to require masks. Being 2 weeks out from school, I know the school department and the school committee will be communicating directly with parents and students to inform them what the latest rules are. Like everything else, it's pretty fluid, where changes are occurring fairly regularly. So I would just urge you to check the school department's webpage or reach out to the superintendent's office or the office of the school that your child goes to for the latest and greatest information on whether or not masks are required. Masks are not required in any of the town buildings at this particular time, except for the library. The library trustees, who have the responsibility and oversight of the library, have decided, for the safety of their patrons and the employees at the library, they have mandated masks to be worn inside the library for anybody who goes in to do any business with the library. So again, it is a library trustee decision. They made that decision recently, and then if you do go to the library, just please remember to bring a mask, and if you don't have one, one will be provided to you when you get to the entrance of the library. A couple of important dates coming up. The Community Preservation Committee on September 9th will be meeting to discuss the application for funding to assist in the purchase of the Winthrop Street property. As many of you may recall, the Winthrop Street property was a property that the town had right of first refusal on. The Board of Selectmen are working to make that decision. The residents in the town have put together a funding application with the Community Preservation Committee for funding up to $400,000 of the $800,000 purchase price. The public hearing and the decision from the Community Preservation Committee, I assume, will be coming on September 9th. The Board of Selectmen will hold a special meeting on Friday, September 10th, to make a decision formally on whether or not to exercise the right of first refusal, and place an article on the ballot to ask the residents of the community to purchase the Winthrop Street property for conservation purposes. So that'll be happening on the 9th and the 10th, two important dates. If you're interested in that piece of land, whether you support it or not, those will be the dates that you may want to keep in mind and watch. The meeting on Friday the 10th will be at noontime. It'll be broadcast live on PAC TV if you can't make it in. So that'll be some discussions that are ongoing. Again, one last thing that's happening that just to make people aware of that I'm not sure has been very well publicized at this point. Some of the area South Shore communities have been banding together in the last couple of weeks about the potential closure of the Coast Guard station in Scituate. The Coast Guard thinks there's a duplication of services that are being provided to the South Shore with Coast Guard stations in Scituate and Hull. So what they're proposing at this point is to close the Scituate station, move all the assets and staffing to Hull, which in many cases would impact the response times to emergencies in the area. So There'll be a press conference next week that many town administrators, town managers, harbor masters, police chiefs, fire chiefs will be attending and speaking as one voice to request the Coast Guard reconsider their potential decision to eliminate the Coast Guard station if it's a cost-cutting measure. The costs that they're saving are minimal and probably will be matched at least by the cost of fuel to get down from Hull rather than Situate. So, well, that will be becoming more and more prevalent, I think, in the future. But right now, we're hopefully working with some of our state legislators to remind the Coast Guard of how important the services they provide to us are, and keeping that Situate station open. So with that, the Board of Selectmen's meeting next week. At that point, they'll be deciding, I believe, on whether or not to issue an extension to a liquor license for the country club that was started at their meeting last week. All 5 board members at this point are expected to be there, so we won't have a 2-2 vote again. So we're hoping that we can finalize that public hearing and make a decision and allow the Indian Ponds Country Club to know whether or not they have an approval to extend alcohol sales on the golf course. So with that, gearing up for, unfortunately, for many of us anyways, Labor Day weekend. Hate to see it coming so soon. It's amazing. Summer's almost over, but I want to thank everybody for continuing to watch. I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.